What's up, guys? Today I wanted to do a little bit of a different video. Today I want to talk about my fragrance collection and kind of what I've accumulated over like the past 3 or 4 years. So with saying all that, let's get right into the video. So before I jump right into it today, my name is Matt. I make a ton of fashion content, although this isn't necessarily fashion content. This is just one of the passions I have. I really love fragrance. I love smelling good. I love feeling good. And honestly, this video is both to help you start a collection, same time show off my collection that I just am in love with, and 3, really help you find ways to build your collection in very smart ways. So before I get into how to really get into fragrances, I just want to show you some of my fragrances and kind of like my whole collection. I do have some very, very expensive fragrances that are very, I don't want to call them niche because in my opinion, kind of mass produced at this point, not really niche brands, but definitely more on the top echelon that you're not just going to see anybody with unless you're on YouTube, in case everybody has all these fragrances. So the one that probably stands out to you the most right in the front are my 2 Creed Aventuses. This is Creed Aventus and Creed Aventus Cologne. I probably would never pick up Creed Aventus Cologne again, but this is the scent I got married in. So I wanted to buy a full bottle of it just to remind myself of my wedding day. That's pretty much why I bought it. Arguably the most sentimental value behind a fragrance for me. Creed Aventus was a gift given to me and arguably is the most hype scent on the planet, and for good reason. I think it smells extremely good, although the newer batches aren't as good as the old ones. This is, I think, one of the newer-ish ones, and honestly to me it smells really good. I really like it. It lasts a long time, and it isn't something that I could say right now that would really be anything that you haven't seen before, you know? So that's this one. Some of my other favorites on here are the Tom Ford Oud Wood. I picked it up a few months ago, and I picked it up because it was a really good sale on it, but at the same time, it's not really a summer scent. It is a fall scent, so I haven't really worn it much, although it's one of my favorites. I just don't like to wear it during the summer. And if I'm just going to tell you everything right now, I'm just going to list out everything. And so I'm going to start from the left to right, left to right, left to right, from the bottom row to the top row. So I have Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. This is a very popular scent. I didn't like it at first. Now I really like it. Bleu de Chanel. It is your, how would you say it? A basic fragrance. Pretty much every dude has that. Creed Aventus Cologne. Very citrusy. I like it a lot. Doesn't last a super long time on your skin, although very, very good. Probably not worth the price tag on this, but you can usually pick up for like around like $180, give or take. Creed Aventus is arguably the best scent you could probably buy, but at the same time, it's kind of like the basic rich boy fragrance. Tom Ford Oud Wood is just a very good woodsy fragrance. Tom Ford Oud Fleur, I might be butchering these, I'm so sorry. This one is like a very like floral woodsy fragrance. I really like it, kind of borderlines like feminine and masculine at the same time. I like it. I think you have to be the right person to wear it. So there you go with this one. Very small one. I got it as a gift. This one is Pure White Cologne. I think technically it's a women's fragrance, but no woman really wears it. It's a very cologne-y fragrance, basically like a nicer cologne smell. Like if you think of like a typical cologne, this is it. YSL Y Eau de Parfum. This is extremely good. I would say that this is probably one of the better ones to pick up if you just want to get into fragrance. Something that's a little bit different than your basic bitch fragrances. This is definitely one of them that I think is really good. A little bit different, but it's better than some of the other YSL lineup that I have in terms of longevity of it lasting. Dior Sauvage, or as a person in Nordstrom when I was hearing him say it, a hype beast, Dior Savage, bro! Gotta get that Savage fragrance! Like, I can get messing it up by saying like Yves Saint Laurent, if you say like Saint Laurent. Like, yeah, we all say it, we're in America. But Savage? There's a U in there. Come on. Anyways, that will always remind me of this one. It's almost why I'm tempted to sell it many, many times over. I don't want to get into that one. Not my favorite out of the basic B fragrances. Still good. Savage, bro! Beyond Mr. Savage, we have Beach Walk by Margiela. Really good fragrance. All Saints, I believe, Sunset Riot. I think this is a really good one. Really good spring-summer one. And then I have my Atelier Cologne ones. This one is Cedrat Environt. I don't know, it's really good. Very citrusy. A lot of these are citrusy. Continue on, Cedrat Atlas. I'm being dumb right now, I'm sorry. John Varvatos Artisan. This one is one of the better cheap ones Bought it a long time ago, still like it. Givenchy Gentleman, and then Givenchy Pour Homme. Both these are really good. This one, I think this one was the first one that kind of started this whole collection. And it's not the best, but it's not the worst. I don't really wear it much anymore. It's very strong, pungent. I would probably say that this one I like a little bit better. And it has a cool looking bottle that has like a trigger to spray it, which is kind of cool. I don't know, something a little bit different. Gucci Guilty, this thing sucks. Pacha de Cartier Edition Noir Sport. I think Cartier in general has very underrated fragrances, although they're extremely good. I think they're just a little bit overpriced compared to some of the other things on the market, and it doesn't tend to last a long time. It's like a little bit better basic, if that makes any sense for a fragrance. And then ending off, the main bottles that I have is L'Homme Yves Saint Laurent, and then L'Homme Sport Yves Saint Laurent. This is Ultime. This one is one of my favorites. My wife gifted this to me for a wedding gift, and it's one of the best smelling Yves Saint Laurent fragrances. I just wish it lasted longer. So that has been a whole entire collection rundown in 5 minutes, but you're probably looking over right here and being like, Matt, what's up with all these? And this is really why I wanted to talk about and kind of how you can get into fragrances. So I think that a lot of times people get very scared at the fact of having to buy a whole bottle. A bottle of like this, I think costs like $90 and you can buy it on sale. Pretty expensive. There are sites that you can get them at for discount, like FragranceNet, that is basically the gray market. So essentially, they're not supposed to be selling it for that price. They are legit products, but it's not licensed from the retailer, you know. It's not straight from retail. I'm not going to say it's like reps or anything like that. It's just a very gray market where they get the goods from somehow. All legit, but they are able to mark it down because they get it for cheaper prices. But without going too much into detail in the gray market, because again, it is the gray market for a reason, just know it's not fake. It is legit. You can get fragrances for steal that way, and it is how I picked up a lot of these. But really what I recommend to most people is when you're starting out with fragrance, I recommend just getting either a few of these vials. So for me, this is Maison Margiela Jazz Club and Maison Margiela By the Fireplace. You can pick up like 3 of them for around $60 come holiday, so like $20 each. And mind you that the average cost per spray for this is more expensive than the average cost of spray when you buy a full bottle. But then again, you're able to figure out, like, do I really like the scent? Is it something I'm going to wear a lot? For me, since I knew that By the Fireplace and Jazz Club were a little bit more date night, kind of like going out in the town style scents, that it's more of like at night. And for me, I wear scents more at the office. For me, it didn't make sense to pick up big entire bottles of this, since you can see, like, this one I've only sprayed a few times, this one I've sprayed a little bit more, but I've had these for a year now, and it's a better way to spend your money instead of buying a full bottle. Because if I bought a full bottle of this, you're gonna end up with it looking like this beach walk, which I didn't pay for, by the way, but you'll just end up with a bunch of fragrance that you just don't use. And mind you, you can sell it and recoup your costs, but then again, who wants to go through the hassle of selling stuff all the time? Buy something a little bit smaller, test it out if you like it, and even beyond that of just buying smaller things, is literally get samples of products. So samples are completely free. I literally got all these when I bought like a body wash from Nordstrom. So I got like all of these. So I got Ferragamo, that I probably won't wear, Terre d'Hermes, that I really want to try, and I'm happy I got this one, Givenchy Gentleman, which I already own, Neroli Portofino by Tom Ford, which I really want to try too. Metal Wave by All Saints, which I've tried. I don't have it in here because I have it down here, but a really good one. Sunset. Oh no, sorry, this is Incest City. Another All Saints one that I don't have, and then Joe Malone, which again I don't have. So it's kind of nice to be able to try out scents. And for me personally, I really like it when they have the atomizer kind of built into it. There are some that don't. Do I have some? I do. So some of the Margiela ones, this is a filter ones. I don't want to get into all the details on that. But you essentially have to take off the bottle, kind of like dab it on yourself. And not that kind of dabbing, okay? Not that kind of, neither of those dabs, okay? You just put a little bit on you like that. You kind of put it on. Not my favorite way to apply fragrances. I think it can get a little bit messy for me, maybe put a little bit too much on. So for me, I like having the atomizer on it. So if you're getting into fragrances, I highly recommend you try something out before you buy it. It's not like shoes, in my opinion, where it's kind of like a one-size-fits-all. If you like the look of it, you'll like it. You'll kind of learn over time what you can blind buy and then what you want to try out. But for me personally, it's one of those things where I highly recommend you go to Nordstrom, you go to Saks, you go to Bloomingdale's, try out their scents. I would say Nordstrom and Sephora is probably the most kind to you when you're trying stuff out. I feel like the other ones, they'll kind of just give you looks because you're not an old white dude who just has a ton of money with their wife who was decked out in Louis Vuitton from head to toe with a Gucci purse, and then all of a sudden they have a Louis Vuitton like handbag inside that purse, you know? Like, we're all not made of money, and I think places like really high-end retailers kind of treat you like you should. So I definitely recommend Nordstrom. You can literally just get a sample like this to where they just kind of spray it up, fill it up with like 10 sprays or something, and be able to try it out. See if you like it before you end up shelling out, you know, like $400 retail for a Creed Aventus or a Creed Aventus cologne. You can spend literally nothing. See if you like it. See if it performs on your skin. And that would be my biggest takeaway from this whole video, is that it's not for everybody. You don't need a collection this big. You don't need all that. I could literally probably wear all my samples every single day and be content with my life. It's one of those things for me. I like wearing a different scent every day just to keep my nose not blind to any scent I'm wearing. But at the same time, it is definitely over the top, and I will be the first one to admit it. It's kind of like the shoes, you know, like over the top, but there's a shoe for every occasion, and for me, I feel like I have a scent for every occasion as well. And that's the video. I think the only other thing I didn't mention is that this holder I have here, I think is like technically a spice rack holder that I picked up from the Container Store, as well as this. This is like a lipstick holder that I turned into a fragrance holder. Pretty nice. I would link down a spice rack that I had before, but I just didn't like it. It was already breaking, and I don't feel right recommending that to you. This one from Container Store, I will link down below. This one is honestly extremely good. It does tend to bend a little bit, but not as much as you would think for kind of being like one in the back and one in the front. Or just the opposite. But this has been my fragrance collection. Let me know which one I should pick up next, because I'm always on the lookout for new fragrances. I'm trying out new stuff, but I have a lot to get through before I should be buying more. But let me know what your guys' kind of signature fragrances. Mine, honestly, would probably be between Creed Aventus's, the basic rich boy bitch fragrances, in my opinion. You gotta be honest with yourself. If you can't be honest with yourself, who can you be honest with, you know? So that has been this video. That's my collection. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know if you want to see more fragrance videos. I love fragrances, but I don't really want to turn this channel into a fragrance channel because my nose isn't that good. I can't pick up random scents. Anyways, I just want to say thank you guys for stopping by the channel. If you like this video, probably like a fashion video a little bit better, and you should subscribe down below for any fashion content like this, and hopefully some vlogs along the way. Once this pandemic can kind of get settled down a little bit more, it'll be kind of up to my game plan that I've been kind of planning out for the past 2 months. So again, thank you guys for stopping by the channel and reaching all the way to the end. Stay safe, stay healthy. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.